I don't get paid for overtime. I'm here to fight.
I think that BUATSI needs to make up for lost time. I mean, you know, he's had his final fight with us, and now we have matching rights moving forward, which, you know, we intend to make sure that he remains a matchroom fighter, and I think that's his mindset as well.
They say BUATSI isn't in a rush to fight frequently. That's what I've heard. There was a couple of pullouts recently, the Jean Pascal fight, over Pascal signing up for testing. I haven't got the full story right now. And there was a proposed Vlasov fight, which he pulled out, citing a hand injury. He only fought once last year, twice in 2021, once in 2020. They got him out there 3 times in 2019, 6 times 2018, turned pro midway 2017 and had 3 fights. 16-0 currently, 13 knockouts, ranked number 2 by the WBC, number 1 by the WBA, number 12 IBF, and number 3 with the WBO.
BUATSI needs to make up for lost time.
He needs to make up for lost time. I guess Eddie's talking about the stop and start flow so far in BUATSI's career. And he needs to get to that career-defining fight. His biggest win would be the Craig Richards fight. Close fight though. Very good fight. Bronze medalist, 2016 Olympics. 29 years of age, 6'2". His contract is up with Matchroom, although Matchroom have matching rights, meaning if someone comes in for him, they have first dibs at matching or making a higher offer, which will secure Joshua BUATSI at Matchroom. But from, you know, Eddie is saying we intend to make sure he remains a Matchroom fighter, and I think that's his mindset as well. As soon as Eddie revealed that the Matchroom deal was over, everybody was like, because, you know, Ben Shalom is the main culprit who seems to want to sign up everything that is out of contract with Matchroom. Although we're still waiting for an announcement to make it official if OKOLIE is crossing over to Sky and Boxer. Perhaps even Frank Warren, some are suggesting, is where BUATSI might head to. As far as I can recollect, he hasn't had the issues that OKOLIE has recently had with Eddie. And I haven't heard anything from Ben Shalom. Although this would be a legal approach if he went for BUATSI. It is fair game right now. He's out of contract. The Beat's opinion is he stays at Matchroom. I believe he has a decent relationship with Eddie. They might not be great pals like the great Mickey Duff said to Lloyd Hunnigan. We don't have to be great friends to do business, promoter and boxer. And he's still at 258, so I think he's good where he is, and hopefully he'll win a world title at Matchroom. That's what I'm hoping for. Eddie signs Justice HUNI to Matchroom, an Australian heavyweight, 23 years of age, ranked number 14 in the world with the WBO. And the Australian stable is filling out at Matchroom and DAZN. Ebony Bridges, world champion, Dempsey McKean, Sky Nicholson, Liam Pardo, Steve Spark, and Brock Jarvis. I watched highlights of him against Joe Goodall today, and he's not bad. Got caught up in a bit of a slugfest, but he moves and he's pretty quick. But he needs not prop himself on the ropes like that. But 7-0, 4 stoppages, you know, he's making his way. Who's the best Australian heavyweight? Him, Dempsey, Paul Gallen? What about Lucas Brown? Isn't Lucas taking on Jarrell Miller, apparently, for the VADA USADA? UCAD, Yaki Lopez, don't take PEDs and box belt. Yeah, apparently they're fighting in Dubai. I mean, you gotta be a brave promoter to put Lucas Brown and Jarrell Miller in opposing corners, because that fight can get put to bed at any second when one of them pop. These are multiple offenders. And it looks like Derek Chisora's got himself a gig in Saudi Arabia. He's some special envoy for Prince Khalid. He's gonna help them grow the sport over in the Middle East. His first assignment is aid the promotion of Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. This to all you people who like to say gatekeeper with all the losses on his record and this, that. Yeah, well look, Derek Chisora lifts lid on important role in Jake Paul and Tommy Fury's Saudi showdown, and he's urging KSI to fight the winner. Callum Smith could return to action for March the 11th in Liverpool against Powell Stepien, who is world ranked, but a lot of people voiced their disapproval at the choice of opponent. Well, if you think they're going to put Callum right now in with someone crazy, they could do, but Callum is on the verge of a mandatory title shot against Beterbiev. So he wants to stay sharp. The guy's ranked in most of the sanctioning bodies. 18 wins, 12 knockouts, 1 draw. 6'2" Polish fighter. Got good size, good KO ratio. Unless he turns out to be really bad, it's acceptable to me. On paper, it looks acceptable to me. I mean, Joe Joyce has been in some decent fights, like the Joseph Parker victory got an extremely good reception from the boxing fans and media. Silver medalist, he's got this juggernaut reputation, the iron chin reputation, stopped Daniel Dubois, Frank's golden boy, but yet Frank hasn't been able to promote Joe to headline an event at a bigger arena than the Copper Box. But, you know, I can't argue with the matchmaking, though. This is a really good fight. Joyce Zhang confirmed for the 15th of April at the Copper Box Arena. Some are anticipating a tougher fight than some may believe it is. Two big men, hit hard, light going forward. What's not to like about this fight? It's a very good heavyweight matchup. Very good. Joyce will be defending his WBO interim title. We don't really need Eddie and Frank to be comfortable with each other because they won't push each other as hard as needed. But Eddie himself just said he's got a good relationship with George Warren, and Eddie has promotional ties with Zhang, and they put up a number that Eddie was happy with for Zhang to take the Joyce fight. So it's a joint working here, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Tell you what, man, I want to see Zhang versus AJ. If Zhang upsets Joe Joyce, that's the fight I want to see, is Zhang versus AJ. That's the one I want to see next, providing AJ gets past Jermaine Franklin, which he will. Eddie spoke about not necessarily putting AJ versus Franklin on pay-per-view. And if DAZN and Eddie can pull that off, that would do amazing things for that app. Now, going through a few articles covering this, I think HEARN wants to put it on pay-per-view, but he's a bit concerned about the backlash. He is, because AJ's lost his last two. Some people are trying to denigrate Franklin as an opponent, even though Tyson Fury said he was very good. A throwback heavyweight, he called him. And in many people's eyes, arguably beat Dillian White last time out. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on this story and see where it goes. Do you think it should be pay-per-view or not? I'm going to run a poll, and I'll leave it in the description box. I'm going to run a Twitter poll. So they were both very nice, speaking about each other, Shane McGuigan and Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie, he was training in Florida. According to Shane, he said Lawrence is residing in Dubai. Is that true? I know he set up camp over there because he was over there with Adelaide and Tabiti. They were sparring with Lawrence. Shane also caught hold of a rumor that he's training with Sugar Hill. He said he was disappointed, but they seem to just be moving in different directions. They were very polite when they were talking about each other. Shane did say there was a few people, 2 people, who are around Team Okolie that he didn't like, but he didn't expand on that any further. Eddie Hearn was too of the opinion that there was people around Lawrence Okolie who were saying stuff to him, putting a wedge between him and Lawrence, you know, and he wasn't happy about that. But Lawrence is a big man. He can make up his own mind who he hangs around with and listens to and takes advice from or ignores. Shane obviously has got his own gym in the UK. I think he's just had a newborn baby, so he can't jet set around with Okolie. But he's obviously disappointed that he can't continue to work, especially as he won the world title with Okolie. And Okolie said he wished he could make it work as well, but they're just heading in 2 different directions. Apparently, Okolie hadn't signed with Sky yet. The way Ben Shalom was talking just the other month, our legal people have told us that he is out of contract with MATCHROOM, and Eddie knows it as well. Well, why isn't he signed then? Why isn't he signed? We know Boxer won the purse bid for his next fight, his next defense against David Light, but he's not signed. Maybe an announcement is imminent. Could still be on the cards.
Thoughts on Okolie leaving Shane McGuigan?
I didn't know he had. Completely, just bad advice.
Should Lawrence have left Shane? A lot of people were complimenting Lawrence with his performances under Shane and saw marked improvements. But if he's with Sugar Hill, is that the way to go? Eddie Hearn, he implied it was bad advice that Lawrence has made this decision. But what are your thoughts? The Irish press tried to say that hiring Croke Park is not much more than hiring out Wembley. Eddie said it's not about the rental, but Eddie is saying it's the costs that would be required to implement all the things that it would take to make the fight. Eddie, at the moment, is thinking, put the fight in an arena so both Amanda and Katie can get paid top dollar, or euros, as they use in Ireland. Eddie said he would talk to the people who run Croke Park, but ultimately, Amanda's got to get through her fight on Saturday, so that fight isn't signed yet. There's still a lot of work to be done before that's finalised. Location, money, stadium or arena. Katie Taylor's next fight date is May the 20th, so Eddie said they've run out of time and they've made a move to go to the free arena. Now, I tell you what, I always knew Katie was a big draw in Ireland, but let me tell you this now. She's huge. This has caused an uproar in Ireland. An uproar. They're not very pleased with Eddie. I was listening to Off the Ball, an Irish channel, very good channel, and they were saying, okay, they'd have to take a look at the security costs to put on a big event like this in Ireland. I don't know if that's anything connected to the Regency Hotel shootings at the weigh-in, which basically put the kibosh on professional boxing in Ireland. You know, because it's going to be 60, 70,000 people around the area late night. They'd have to have some deep talks with the Gardaí, the police force out there. And without them actually saying what I'm going to say, they're basically saying, the Irish are saying Eddie is being greedy and he's trying to hustle them to reduce their pricing. Almost holding them to ransom because he knows how much the Irish want that fight. And look, it's not just DAZN who will be fronting up the money. You know, they're listening to what's being said in Ireland. As big as Katie is, can a female boxer sell out 60, 70,000 tickets? Because bear in mind, the tickets are going to be at different prices. It's going to take at least 50,000 tickets sold to break even, roughly. Some people are very optimistic, saying it's an event that will 100% sell out, but it's still going into the unknown. There hasn't been no big boxing events there for ages. They don't have a big fight city, like London is a big fight city, right? They don't have that there. It's not an MSG. Is it a good time to start experimenting? Should they just put it in the free arena in Ireland and be done with it? One of the guys on Off the Ball said, the first fight was in April. The rematch should have been done for September. And I don't want to blame Amanda Serrano, but she chose to go another way. She chose to go another way, right? And take another fight. And maybe it wasn't convenient for her because the first fight was very tough and maybe she didn't need another battle like that straight away. But maybe it's lost a bit of momentum because Eddie was talking about going straight to Croke Park. And now all this is coming up. And this is how much months after the first fight? Nearly 10 months. You've got to strike while the iron is hot in boxing. That fight was a big point. The biggest talking point in the history of female boxing. And the momentum wasn't carried through. You're basically starting cold again. So they're saying the deal was done in November to rent out Croke Park at around, let's say, 400k. And they thought all the costs will be inclusive in the pricing as it is with Wembley. You pay one flat fee and everything is inclusive. Security and all the other people who work serving food, drinks, whoever works the elevator, etc., etc. But they were hit with all extra costs that would take it into the millions apparently. And that's coming out of the fighters' money. They're talking about the government perhaps contributing, but a lot of people ain't going to be happy for the taxpayers' money to end up in Eddie Hearn's pocket, is how the man phrased it. The government would basically have to do a PR job, a good PR job, and say, this is more a sporting event for the good of the country rather than a private event. Now, if they could sell that to the country, because they have that arrangement with certain sports, that it's a sporting event more than a private event. Like they did it with a women's golfing event, and they're trying to get Euro 2028, and they're prepared to spend a lot of money to get Euro 2028 in Ireland. But like I said, Amanda has to get past Erica CRUZ. This is for the undisputed featherweight title. Erica CRUZ, a Mexican lady, 5'6", 64-inch reach, 15 wins, only 1 defeat, and she has 3 stoppages to her name. Now, Amanda does have a WBA belt, and so does Erica. It's Erica CRUZ Hernandez, but I've heard people just refer to her as Erica CRUZ. Hulu Center, Madison Square Garden. Amanda is the boxer puncher, apparently, and Erica will try to apply pressure. Now, I've seen Amanda box. I know her style. I've had to rely on the testimonies of others to find out what Erica's about. I haven't really done much eye test research, to be honest, on Erica. But I'm still looking forward to the card. Well, they're around the same height. For some reason, I thought Amanda was taller. 5'6", both ladies. And we have another undisputed fight on the card as Alicia Baumgardner takes on Elheem Makhaled, 15-1-0. Alicia has 5 of the scraps, and the vacant WBA title will be on the line too. Undisputed. Baumgardner, she has a record of 13 wins, 7 stoppages, and 1 loss. She's 28 years of age, 5'6". Her opponent, a French national, 31 years of age, doesn't have her height registered. 15 wins, 3 knockouts, 1 loss. Richardson Hitchins, 15-0, with 7 inside the distance, no losses, no draws. He takes on a 17-0 John Bowser. 7 stoppages, 17 wins, no losses, no draws. He's 24 years of age. He's 5'8", 69.5-inch reach. Richardson, 5'10", he's 25 years of age, 74-inch reach. This is for the IBF North American light welterweight title. A few more ladies on the card who I recognise there: Sky Nicholson and Ramla Ali, all Matchroom fighters. So it's an early hour one for us UK residents, but I want to see it live. Kell Brook addresses the recent news story which saw him snorting cocaine off a table in his house. He says he messed up, he holds his hands up, he wants to apologise to his family, gym, friends and fans. It's no secret that he struggles with mental health. He's finding retirement really hard. He's actively seeking the help he needs to get him on the right path. Again, he apologises for the hurt he's caused. And, you know, Kell, he served British boxing well. And whether he returns to fight, I hear he's deep into training right now with Dominic Ingle, or he retires, you can only hope that he can find that inner peace that we all seek. Let's face it.